what do you do down in Florida? I mean, you joined Brokers Connection. What do you currently do now?
Well, I'm actually a loan broker independent.
Nice.
I work at different companies, but I kept getting you guys emails. So I said, you know what, this looks interesting. Let me see what's going on.
Very nice, very nice. Look at that. We also have actually the mortgage luchador.
Mortgage luchador.
Mortgage luchador. There he is.
Hello, mijo.
What's going on?
I actually watched I did the last YouTube you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it last night when you guys were talking to the guy from what's the mortgage company name?
Fun Rock?
Fun Rock?
Fun Rock, yes sir. Fun Rock, yes sir.
Very nice. Did you have any deals? Did you send them over any deals? Did they get back to you?
No. I just watched it. I just watched the YouTube for the first time last night, so it's very interesting.
What did you think? What captured your attention?
That they get the job done,
And that's really
because one of the issues that I've encountered working with other lenders, they're very quick to turn down versus trying to find a way to help the client.
correct, and that's one of the biggest things. And also too, now that we have John, which is the mortgage luchador. I mean, we've worked with him for quite some time, and he also understands being able to maneuver. There's a lot of different lenders out there that have niche products. We were discussing today one that has a 50% LTV and does not require any credit score. So if they have a low credit score, that's perfect for them. So that's one niche. Then we have different types of lenders that cater to different types of properties. But I guess everyone is in right now, and that's just going to go ahead and welcome everyone to Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There we go. Taco Tuesday. All right. Well, today's a special segment because we wanted to be able to, number one, celebrate or wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, but also to just share with you guys as far as marketing, what helps marketing, different marketing tools. Today, we actually have a special guest, Albert, who Albert runs a lot of our Facebook SEO optimization, a lot of the marketing on both the business lending side, which is LendMate Capital, and Fun Rock Capital, which is the mortgage division. So Albert, you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Albert, and I run a lead gen agency in the financial market space, and I'll tell you a little bit of how I got into it. But before I do that, I think we have other guests here that we need to introduce, or?
Well, yeah, let's you know what, you're right.
Let's introduce everyone here first, and then I'll
Jose is very rude.
Just get straight to the point.
Yeah, we go. This is New York. This is New York.
We go straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
All right, so go ahead, Sean.
Sean McClelland. I've been on here a couple times in the past. LendMate Capital, business financing. Also experienced in doing real estate financing as well. Pleasure to meet everybody.
All right, Bartolo.
Bartolo Gelsomino. I've been doing business lending for 10 years now. Also was a licensed residential mortgage broker a few years back. So I still dabble in that. Obviously, Jose knows. And also now, because of my wife, a PEO specialist.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
PEO, what does that stand for?
Professional Employment Organization. So basically, they handle a lot of compliance, HR.
It does sound very compliant.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, tell me about it. It's not for us. But they handle a lot of compliance, HR issues, and benefits. Any businesses that offer benefits, they actually help get a discount or offer better benefits for anybody who has 5 or more employees.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And that's one of the big things on here, right? Brokers Connection. We are able to network and introduce different programs. We also have a new program coming out, which will be next podcast. It's the FICA program. And we'll talk about a little bit about that towards the end of the segment. But getting back to the leads, right? Because everything is, you can have all these different types of programs, but you need to be able to generate the leads, whether it's networking, cold calling, social media, et cetera. And Albert, I guess that's your specialty, being able to go ahead and generate leads. And today you were going to discuss what is the best way or the most organic way, or what you see actually works.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself, how I started in the lead gen space. I actually started back in the Wolf of Wall Street days.
Nice.
And
what were you doing then?
I came out of college. I had an accounting degree, never pursued it, and wanted to make millions selling stocks like everyone else in my neighborhood. I got sucked into it. I was in it for about I don't know, about 6 months, 7 months. I'm like, what am I doing here? There's a bunch of animals running around. Everybody was going bananas. People were making a lot of money. I came in the tail end, basically. The whole industry basically blew up. I went straight from there into a trading career. So I was actually, I knew there was something on the other side of just selling stocks. And long story short, I got into a trading career. I worked for a prominent company. We were actually one of the first companies to day trade online.
Okay. Okay. What was
This is
the
right
name of the
when-
company, if you don't mind sharing that with us?
The name of the company, it was a small boutique. They actually had 4 seats on the New York Stock Exchange. My mentor, his name is Michael Rutigliano. He's actually on the movie Wall Street, the actually original movie Wall
Oh,
Street.
nice.
He was the guy who did Anacon Steel. He was the
Okay.
floor broker. They gave him the line because he had a lot of respect on the floor, and they said that he had to be in the movie. So he got a part there, and he was one of, I have to say, he's one of the best mentors I've ever had. He taught me how to trade. Long story short, I was one of the head traders there for a while. Then September 11th rolled around and market volatility dried up. So had to find another career, jumped into mortgages. Didn't want to sell. I mean, I was trading.
They didn't want to sell. You couldn't sell. Could you close a deal?
I was closing deals, but you know what? There was a lot of cold
Is
calling.
that
back
coffee
the
in your
day.
cup?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
What do we need?
Coffee's for closers.
Coffee's for closers. Give it up.
There you
There
go.
you
There you
go.
go. Okay, maybe I deserve that. I coming from a trading background
Mhm.
and making thousands of dollars every day, and then going and then hitting the phones after that. After already hitting, I was hitting the phones day and night. Cold calling. That's what
Yeah.
you do as a stockbroker back in the day. You get the Dun and Bradstreet leads, and you're just smiling and dialing. Right. That's what you're
Mhm.
doing. That's what you're doing all day. Still a great way to make money, by the way.
Yeah. Smiling and dialing. I mean, listen,
Nothing wrong with it.
there isn't. And what happens too is there's a lot of, depending on what you're selling. So you have to cater to the age group, right? If it's, I feel at least if it's an older generation, they don't text, right? Because they
Correct.
think it's a scam.
Mhm.
So definitely going back into smiling and dialing down the phones.
I completely agree with that. I mean, obviously, when people get into a profession and they obviously grow and get more business, they get, they find other ways
Yeah.
to get deals by networking and stuff. However, smiling and dialing is the basics. You always got to stick to the basics. You might grow, you might get deals other way, but you got to always stick to the basics. I think that's very important. I think that's where a lot of veteran salespeople lose their way, is that they forget to go back to the basics.
That's true. Very true.
That's great insight. And that goes with marketing. That goes with a lot of things. Simplicity beats complexity at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Complexity is the killer of progress. You keep things simple. You create a system. You stick to it. You perfect it, and it'll be much easier to perfect a simple system than it would be a complex system.
Now, when you say about systems, one of the biggest things is systems is being able to generate leads, right, and keeping it simple. Correct.
Correct. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I know people that develop systems for lead generation. They have like a gazillion automations, and you see some of these workflows, and it'll make your head spin. And I come along, I'll build out a system. It'll be simple. Somebody will fill out a form. At the end of the day, you got to get to that lead. You have to make that phone call, the introduction. But again, it depends on the demographics. If it's the younger generation, people don't pick up the phone. Sometimes it takes 15 to 20 touch points.
Yes.
So you have systems for that. These systems, are there to help you on the follow up, on the nurturing, and I'll get into that. But I wanted to add something. Getting into how I got into the lead gen space.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I really didn't want to smile and dial. I was, I'm looking at charts all day long. I'm looking at charts all day long, and making trades, and I mean the thrill of it. And there's a very fine line between trading and gambling. I mean, I was a technical and momentum trader, and the systems that we built, and yes, we built systems back then to trade, and it was amazing. Once that stopped and dried up, I went into the mortgage business, and that's when Smiling and Dialing came along again, because there was a whole big mortgage boom. This was, I believe, year 2002. My heart wasn't in it. I'll be honest. My heart wasn't in it.
No.
Okay, you could say I wasn't a closer. My heart wasn't in it.
Listen, in 2002, all you needed was a pulse in
Yeah,
order to get a mortgage.
Basically,
Right.
basically.
Handshake.
But after that, went into a couple of different industries, and one thing I always found to be the case is I didn't want to smile and dial all day long. I wanted deals to come to me.
Correct.
Right. Now we're gonna get to smile and dialing as well, but I wanted the deals to come to me, and that's when I started thinking about marketing. Right. So back then you had listicles or advertorial, so to speak. So you would come up with like crafty articles and publish them in newspapers, and then make yourself like an expert. And that was one way to attract clients back then. In today's world, it's very similar. Doesn't matter what the medium is. It could be social media now. You could run ads. It's almost the same thing as in social media is today's newspaper at the end of the day, right? At a much higher pace, so to speak. Long story short, these
Please make it
methods
short.
and jumping around from one jumping around from one industry to another, the same problem always. Where do I get my next client?
Right.
How do I get my next client to come to me? Then I started going into online marketing. I started outsourcing SEO back then. That was the thing. Didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't want anyone to get burned.
Right.
I didn't.
And
want
you were also keeping up with the times. I mean, think about it. In today's day and age, if hitting the phones is the only way that you get clients, you're missing a large demographic. I mean, this is very important.
Absolutely.
Very much, yeah.
Right. And also too, you can capture a lot more clients, right? You can send out a text campaign, you can send out an email campaign.
Correct.
For an email 1,000 individuals, as opposed to how many times would it take? Unless you have a dialer,
Right?
And power dialer, and that,
Yeah,
and now I think that they became banned or whatever the case may be. You're not literally making 1,000 phone calls in one day. I think the average is about maybe 200-300 phone calls, if any. But go ahead.
You can always email and text more people.
Oh wow!
Then
Look
you
at
can
him.
call.
Daryl,
There it is.
Come on now.
round of applause.
Red mate.
Round of applause.
There we go. There we go.
Wait, where are you in the beach?
You
Yeah,
look tan.
yeah.
You look tan.
Beaches here.
All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry. So leads, obviously systems. Here, you're.
Where were we? We were. You were
piece
just
of
making a
paper.
point right now. So we're following you. So what were you just saying? What was the last?
No,
thing
I
you
was
mentioned?
what I was saying is you're keeping up with the times.
Yes.
You're making sure that you're not there was a book I read called Who Moved My Cheese, right?
Right.
But you're just keeping up with the times. Go ahead.
Right now, you have social media. The good thing about social media,
Yes.
you can literally create your own distribution network.
Yeah.
You have your own TV station right here, right? You have your own radio station, TV station,
Your own podcast.
your own podcast, whatever you need. And guess what? If you do it the right way, these systems, the algorithms, and I hate using that word because that word is beaten to death like AI right now.
I know. it really is.
Algorithm, I don't even know what algorithm, just a system, okay? A system of instructions. So the algorithms, I'm gonna say that name one more time. They actually,
You know that's the
do-
Diddy bell, right? Every single time you say something suspect,
Yes.
that's when you hit it.
Yes. I know,
Okay, he's
I
just
know.
hitting the bell. Like,
I love the bell. I love the bell.
Guy's bell
He's
happy.
a trader. Don't forget. He's a trader.
That's true, right?
Thank you. I was gonna hit the bell again, but I'll hold back. Yes. All right. Thank you. So you have your own TV station. You could become a celebrity, right? Doesn't take overtime, but always remember, give value no matter what you do. So you could have paid advertising, you could do emails, you could do anything you want. But if you build a foundation through social media and you do it the right way, no matter what industry you're in, learn your subject, learn your audience, and give value. What does that mean? Become the expert in your field. Once that happens, you build a foundation. And when people find you, no matter what you do, if you're doing paid advertising, when you have your foundation built and they're going to start looking at what you're doing on social media. They're going to start looking what type of content you're putting out there in your field. It doesn't have to be complex. It could be very simple. Keep it consistent. Make a list of topics. Take all of the things in your industry that you have right? And find the pain points, find the problems that you solve for people. Talk about those things. Don't talk about how great you are, how many homes you sold. Nobody gives a crap. I'm going to tell you that right now. Nobody cares how many mortgages you closed.
Right.
They care about how you can solve their
Albert,
problem.
Albert, I have a quick question for you. So you've been marketing for quite some time. How have you seen like the different marketing strategies over the years? How have you like adjusted with the times to kind of like keep up with technology and speed and being able to hit the most amount of people as possible?
That's a great question. That's a great question. And there's so many different layers that especially with technology, there's so many different avenues you can take. And yes, new platforms are coming on, or they're changing the way things are being made, or they're changing the way you could upload things or download, or the sizes. There's so many different components to it. But at the end of the day, the principles are always the same.
Well,
Give value.
a quick question. So just for the affiliates out there, the brokers, affiliate managers that are out
Yes.
there, what would you say is the least expensive and the something that will give you a quick action, least expensive, and also efficient way to market right now?
That's a great question. I'm going to get to that. What a lot of people are doing right now, they're going to Facebook groups, let's say, and they're posting.
Okay.
And the problem with that right now, Facebook's changed a lot of that. What you were able to do a year ago, you cannot do today.
Yeah.
They're going to shut your account down. They're going to suspend you, the whole 9 yards.
Spamming, right?
That's considered spam.
But
No.
what is the most simplest thing for you to do for them to
I'm going to get to that. All right, go ahead. You can ask me.
go ahead?
Okay. The simplest thing to do
Simplest thing to do.
to hit the ground running,
Forget about anything else.
get a list,
Clients,
pick up the phone and start dialing.
aside from that, I mean, listen, the point that I'm trying to get across is sometimes it's not that difficult. First thing that you have on your hand, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have any
Correct.
type of social
Correct.
media. Put it on there. Hey, I'm a mortgage broker. Does anyone have any deals? Right?
So
Well,
I'm going to
interrupt here on that one actually. So for me, when I first got in to do something, I had no money to do something to get the ground running. I had a big network coming in anyway. I knew a lot of people, so I went straight to my phone book.
Exactly.
That's free. You go to your phone book and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what our process. This is how we help people. If you need anything, please give me a call. I'll follow up with you or anything like that. I mean, that was the biggest way. And especially with your friends and family, they'll get your name out there, obviously, if they know you're doing the right thing and you're helping people. Yeah. So I think that's very important. If you're really trying to get your ground running, make sure your own network knows what you're doing right now.
100%.
Until you build a network.
And
100%.
just to piggyback off of what Bartolo said, just think about what you do in your everyday life. You go to the barber shop, spark up a conversation with your barber. Say, hey, do you know anybody that's in business? Do you know anybody that's looking for a mortgage? When you go to the deli, get yourself a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Hey, you can spark a conversation. Is there any way I can leave maybe business cards or flyers? So just everything you do throughout the day, you come across people that, just ask. That's all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt. It's free.
That, and also too, once you close one deal, get a shirt. Put it on there. Put a QR code in the back.
Yeah.
I do mortgages. Ask me questions. Scan me. People would just do it out of curiosity. Hey, listen, let me see. Boom. Okay. All of a sudden, it's an application.
Yeah. And also think about it. Whatever your religious background is, if you go to church, temple, mosque, you know people. So
that's part of your network.
That's huge. I know that certain churches allow them to speak.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the mass.
Yep.
So that's also very important. Something that they can go ahead and use.
Some of them have message boards. You can post things.
Yeah.
On. So yeah,
it's never really just spending a lot of money.
Right.
You don't Jose, if you remember, Jose, when we first started mass email marketing, just after the pandemic, and if you remember when we started mass texting like a couple of years ago, we were able to send out from one system.
Which, by the way, we were compliant. If the FTC is out there, we were compliant when we were going ahead and sending out these messages.
Yes, but we were able to send out like lots of texts, lots of emails, and I just remember, people go back in their emails and their texts months later. Like maybe they're not ready right now, but they come back months later and they're like, hey, listen, are those programs still available? Right. You know what I mean? And it's just leaving something in their inbox, just leaving something leaving something flashy and creative so that, they can go back and they'll remember you. You know what I mean? It's almost like leaving like a billboard in somebody's inbox, and they come back and they remember you and they're like, hey, are those programs still available? You're like, yes. And also, some people just don't want to feel like they're being sold, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
I've sold deals sometimes just through text message. Never
Yeah,
fucking spoke to
one
the
hundred
person.
percent.
Never and usually some of the bigger deals.
I know,
some
and
of,
there's
like,
some of these people that I'm like, can I call you, please? I want to speak to you. Like,
Yeah, we
I want
think
to,
it's a
hear your
scam.
voice. I want to say congratulations that I just funded you through a text message in 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and listen, sometimes you build like a relationship with clients, never fucking know what their voice sounds like. There's a guy that I fund twice a year, $250,000. Oh God.
Very good. No, and see, that's it. I think we all have a lot of different ways that we market. Now, I want to be able to get the affiliates involved a little bit, right? Just because it's not just a listening game; it's more about involving them as well. I guess number one, I mean, John, this is actually introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. Who's that guy with the mask on?
Who's the guy with the mask? Everyone keeps asking.
He's about to put somebody on a power driver.
Whoa,
Can we hear you? Can you? We don't hear you.
Rey Mysterio.
Is this the masked singer?
He's a mess.
The masked Morgan.
Nope, we can't hear you. Hold on.
John, you probably
muted?
Maybe it's the
probably
mask.
Muted. It's the mask.
John, listen, look down to the left where it says audio video. See if your thing is lighting up. You're good? All right, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like his light is red, right?
Your light is
John-
red on your phone. Maybe you're
John,
muted on
you
your
don't have
headphones.
you don't have a ball gag under there, do you?
I'm having flashbacks to
No,
Pulp
there you go.
Fiction.
There you go. Can you hear us? No.
I don't know.
There he is. There he is. Oh no.
Tell me you guys can hear me.
Now we can hear you.
Yes.
No, that
Nice,
wait.
Round of
Did you
applause.
take off the round of applause? Wait,
Guys,
was there a gag? Was there?
Is there a gag behind the?
No. Go
This
ahead.
guy, I'm Pancho, the mortgage luchador, and thank you very much for inviting me, guys. No, I'm just listening to what you're saying about, the different ways to conduct business, to receive some business. The referral base is strong. Get yourself a niche. I'm Latino, so I got the bilingual, the Latino market, a growing minority. And basically, they feel at home speaking to somebody that they can speak in their native language. So, yeah, basically,
The mask
follow your
With the mask on, do you?
Just don't suplex them at closing. Don't suplex them
Yes.
at closing.
Hey, that's how I give them the shocker, man. That's how we get the shocker.
Oh shit!
All right. That's a masked luchador. Danny, I see you're unmuted. How about yourself? What do you currently do right now to try to get clients in? Do you network? I mean, tell us a little bit about what's going on your side.
Mr. Palmer.
Network of friends, mainly, and then I also have an insurance agency,
Okay.
and a lot of the clients are business owners, so I,
Nice.
definitely market to them either by phone or just stopping in or whatever.
That's,
looks
so
like-
wait, hold on one second. I want to go back to what Danny just said right now. When you said stopping in, so like door to
Yeah,
door, business to business.
go in because a lot of times the insurance products have to be sold to the employees by person. Well, not all the time, but I do it for that reason.
Let me ask you,
when
Danny.
they-
I'm
when they-
sorry. I'm gonna stay on this. Because
Yeah,
I
go
feel like
ahead,
it's
go ahead.
important. Danny, when you
Sure.
first started out, did you ever go business to business, like on foot?
I actually did because when I first started in the industry, and it wasn't banking or anything like that, it was selling reverse osmosis units to business owners back in the day. So I kind of have been involved with business owners all the way back to like 87. So I have a pretty large network of business owners in different types of products or services that I offer. And I used to do equipment leasing a while back,
There you go.
and I was an independent agent. And back then, we had to use were called super brokers,
Mhm.
and they kind of all just disappeared because the banks actually took them over, and I kind of walked away from the business. And then I started seeing a lot of the advertisements now, the different loan services or loan service companies out there, and I decided to take a look and get back into the equipment leasing and whatever else I can offer to my business owners.
Great. Now let me ask you.
Wait, 1 second, Tolo. So, Danny, let me ask you a question. So, because I worked for a company one time, and then I know everybody's familiar with Aflac, like that.
Yeah.
Aflac. Do you work for like an insurance agency, kind of like that, in which you go into like large offices and you pitch your product and try to sign people up at the end? Is that how you do it?
It would not be one. I'm an independent, so I
Yeah.
represent all the different carriers out there, and it just depends on what their needs are as
Gotcha.
far as health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance. And, you know, along with that, you talk to them about business loans or equipment leasing, which it was my specialty.
Gotcha. So I just wanted to let you know this. I'm not sure if you're familiar with all of our products, but you know, we also do offer personal loans here. With people with 680 plus credit scores. If you are, W2 or W9 showing 60K plus annually on your business, on your personal tax returns, we're able to get you, up to $150,000 on a personal loan, 3 to 7 years, traditional bank rates, monthly payments. So that might be, another tool that you can add to your toolbox when you're offering some of our programs. We offer personal loans as well.
That's big. And that's kind of why I'm on this call, so I can learn, more as much as I can about the different products that are offered. That one never crossed my mind because a lot of the loan company or loan brokerage companies that are out there don't do anything, from a personal loan standpoint. Everything is business.
Yes, exactly. So kind of how we develop that product is we want to be able to fund any client no matter what, right? So how can we go ahead and offer you a business loan if you're a startup company, right? So we kind of created that little niche market. So hey, listen, if you have a good credit score, you're just starting out a company, why don't you take out a personal loan to go ahead and start your business? Yeah, you know what I mean? Or, we could always do like a refi cash out, take equity out of your home. But people usually don't want to touch their assets, right? So personal loan fits right in. We can also get you, business. We could also get the client's business credit cards. But if the utilization is a little too high, that's where the personal loan really comes into play. Because if I'm able to get you $100,000, just like that within 2 weeks, now you can go ahead and start your company. Now your company can start generating revenue, and now we can always we can also give you business financing to go ahead and pay off that personal loan, transition all that personal debt over to the business. Now your personal debt is free and clear. It's all about creating a roadmap for your client.
Did not know that. I saw it on the paperwork that I got, but I thought it was just a kind of a mistake as far as, the personal loans. So I didn't really think about it or pursue it because, like I said, everybody that I've dealt with is all business loans.
Correct. And Danny, just to add to what Daryl said, one of the things about Brokers Connection is being able to maximize on the client, right? At the end of the day, you want to be able to, if you're speaking to the client, because majority of the time when you're speaking to a client, getting documents in, getting deals in, you actually get to know the client. Right. So you get to know, in some cases, I've had situations where, they invite me over to dinner once we close a deal. So you get to know the client and understand what their needs are. So it's just how my wife puts it best. We're a spider web, right? So now when a client comes in, there's no reason for him or her to have to leave our network, right? Because we offer different programs. Exactly. Now we don't try to become jacks of all trades. So it's not as if one person handles every product, not at all. What we do is we have different departments. That's the reason why you hear Bartolo used to do mortgages, but now he's on the business lending side. I've known Bartolo since he was doing a business lending. What was it? Maybe like 6 years ago?
2017.
Okay, so 2017. Sean started off in business lending. Started off in mortgages, then went to retail banking, and then transitioned over to business lending. They all go hand in hand. And another product that we have is, like Daryl mentioned, which we miss a lot of the time, personal loans. Personal loans, understanding a personal loan sometimes because the business may not be healthy or where it's at, right, or at a point to accept money, manage money, or make the payments on it. So they're not bankable. They're not approvable. So then now, unfortunately, you have to pivot on the personal side to be able to make to accomplish the end result, which it can be buy inventory, secure a location, purchase computers if you're doing sales or if you're in that type of industry. But there's a lot of different programs that we have available in order to maximize on the client. And that's one of the biggest reasons why in the very beginning, what we do is have a welcome call to be able to explain the different types of products that we offer.
Right.
Once we explain the different types of products, each product has a different type of link. It comes in with your own unique link so that we are able to then track the deals that come in because we don't want to lose them. And we obviously want to give you guys credit. So we're able to track the deal that comes in. From there, we're able to, we encourage everyone to speak to the client. Now, you may have a great relationship with the client, but there is a science behind what we do. And you'll be at that point once you start learning the different products. We created a special type of intake form to be able to, acknowledge or have different types of what are they called? Questions, qualifying questions. Right. That's when we ask the client different things. And as you go, we encourage you to be on a 3-way with the client with us. So you can see the questions that we ask. Did he? What?
I said 3-way.
Yeah.
so we can go ahead and maximize on the client, but also be able to present them all options. Because at the end of the day, whether it's on the business lending side, everyone's going to say they want a line of credit or a term loan, but we have other programs available for them. They may not qualify because of credit, right?
Listen, all reality, people don't know what they want, right? That's where we come in. That's why there's financial advisors. People just know that they want money.
And that was the reason I stuck in the equipment leasing, because it was an easy subject. You're only talking about one thing, and they knew what they wanted, and that was it.
Yes.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right.
Not only do they not know what they want, they don't know what they could get. That's a lot of it.
Yes, Bartolo. Yes,
So a lot of people
you're right.
come in, I want a monthly payment. I want 10 years, 15 years, prime plus 2. I said, all right, are you deserving? Is your business deserving of it? If it is, then I will be more than happy to originate that type of loan for you. However, majority of the time, they don't know what the guidelines require. And they're like, oh, I didn't know we had to do this, that, this. And I'm like, yeah. Exactly.
100%. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry,
I'm just saying that's a big misconception of a lot of new business owners. They think they can just, they have an idea, right?
Speak more to the mic.
They have an idea and they think that, that they can just access funds. However, there's a lot of different variables that are looked into to make sure they're eligible for a certain program. So they might think they can just walk in their bank and get funding, but
and no PGs or anything like that.
Andy, has anybody sent you a list of all of our programs yet?
They have, and like I said, I saw those, and I saw the personal loan, but like I said, I didn't even think about it because I was okay. I haven't ever really run into that because everybody that I've ever spoken to is only on the business side. So I even have the links for the different products, product offerings.
Now I will tell you, the number one reason why people don't want to do anything on the personal side is because they don't want to personally guarantee anything, right?
They don't want to do it on the business side either.
Well, 100%, right? So, but if they don't qualify, and you're telling them that the only thing that's going to stand between them and their dreams is personally guaranteeing something for like 100K or something like that. I'm telling you, once you put the and Jose was, when I first started out in the industry, Jose, the guy that just got up and walked away, he's the one that trained me, right? And one of the things that he would always say is people are always going to turn down an idea until they have an approval in their face, right? Until you tell them, hey, listen, you could get 50K today. Right now, all of a sudden they start to spend it in their head. You know what I mean? So, listen, if your W-2s are showing 60K plus, and I tell you that I can get you $140,000 in 2 weeks, trust me, that PG goes right the hell out of the window because now they know they got 140,000. You know what I mean? You have to make them spend the money in their head.
Right. But you know what? I used to run into PGs all the time. I didn't really have a big of a problem with it.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't. But then, then again, I didn't do any personal loans. So from that standpoint, you're right. I would probably need some assistance with that.
Yeah. No, no worries. And again, personal loans is not really something. It's not really a product that we push a lot.
But it's there.
But it's there. Most people don't even know where to even begin if they wanted to get a personal loan. All they know is that if I have a business, I can get money through my business. Jose, you guys are muted. All they know is that they can get money for their business. There you go, Jose. You guys are good now. They don't know. It's up to us to be and one of the biggest things that you could do with the client is just simply qualify them. Ask
Right,
them the
Have
question.
a
right,
conversation.
Ask them
right.
questions, and then you shut up and listen, and
Yep.
they'll tell you everything you need to know for how to sell them. You know?
Right.
People pay
Right.
big money to hear this type of advice. That's all I have to say. And there are people out there who pay big money. They don't get advice anywhere near as what the type of gold nuggets you just gave. I have to let.
Yeah.
I just have to mention that.
Listen, Albert. Not even that, but they'll pay big money. They'll pay big money, and they'll get the advice, but they don't also have the back office to be able to go ahead and put
Right.
and put the idea into action. You know, I can easily say, yeah, personal loans exist. Go out there, Charlie. Go find it. You know,
Yep.
but instead, I'm able to give you the advice, collect
Yep.
the documents, and actually make it happen for them. And
And
yeah, go ahead. Jose.
I'm sorry. What I was going to say is that that's what we want to be able to do. Provide the back office to you guys. A lot of the times is we're not trying to. In the very beginning, we're going to want to make sure that you understand the different types of programs that we have, right?
Right.
Which is what we're going to walk you through it. So when we say, hey, we want to speak to the client and pre-qualify him together, it's not because we don't think that you know, whether it's he or she, we don't think that you guys don't know how to sell, right? Or present the offers. It's we want to be able to maximize it. And we've done this
Right.
year after year after year. Let's first try this out, right? There's a system
Right.
behind it. Once we go,
Yeah, I've been in sales. I understand. You can't learn the process unless you learn the process.
exactly.
Gotta go through it.
That's it. No,
You gotta
that's it.
fall in love with the process.
It's like if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Exactly.
But
A
that's what
wise
it is.
man once said that.
It. And then what we want to do is be your back office. You know what I mean? So if you know the programs for mortgages, then perfect. We want to be able to be your back office for mortgages. If you know
Right.
the products that we offer, then we want to just send us over the deals. Much better. Send us over the deals, we'll get the file, and then send it over.
And not only we want to be your back office, we want to help you get business.
Right.
We want to help your business grow because if your business grows, then we grow with you. And I
Right.
think that's really important. I
And
think
we love
we're
to
on
grow
this
with
type
you.
of ball, yeah.
Well, that also is a good motivator too.
You're a grower.
I'm a grower.
That's a very good motivator.
So Jose, that's
I wanted to add to that. So before we were talking about different ways of getting clients, right?
Yeah.
And Bartolo mentioned go to your network, your immediate network, right? I mentioned pick up the phone and start dialing, right? Literally get a list of businesses in your area, call them up, let smile and dial, let your fingers do the
Yep.
walking.
Yep.
Right.
You know, go to your local neighbor, go to all the stores, your barbershops, your this.
which I was getting to Danny before
Yeah.
Daryl actually gave us all that info on the personal loans that we offer. And Danny, you said you were going business to business, right? In your
Right.
earlier days in sales. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you: do you think that's your basic? Is that base? Do you still do that?
Not really, but I probably I'll say I do, but the percentage wise is not as great as it used to be when I first started
But it's
out. Heck,
still
that's
there.
all I was doing.
Well, I'm going to add to that as far as methods, right? So going door to door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a great strategy would be selling one to many. And how
Right.
would you do that? Right
Right.
now, we have tools in today's age where you can literally get a group of people into a room, whether it's a Zoom call, a Google Meet, so many tools out there, and you could explain to them the products and how are you going to get them into the room. So one thing that I wanted to make mention in the community, we actually have what's known as the 10K roadmap.
Yes.
We will go over that in depth. And that's actually the first step is going to your network,
Yep.
your initial network.
Right.
And there's
Right.
a list of steps that people, if they take it, guys, there are 30 million businesses out there.
Yeah.
In today's market, I'm telling you, most people right now, especially after COVID, what people don't understand that we're still feeling the effects of COVID. Everybody stopped working.
Guys,
People are still trying to catch up from then. People don't get it. People are still trying to catch up. A lot of businesses went out of business.
Yeah.
And now new businesses are trying to come back up. People need startup capital. It's endless what's going out there. So how do you differentiate yourself from the rest of the marketplace? Because you're going to Facebook groups right now and people are posting, I'm going to give you $100 million tomorrow. All you need is a 400 credit score. This is what people are posting.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
A lot of scams.
Scams and spam.
Yeah.
But people,
Albert,
people become-
it's so funny not to cut you off, Albert.
Yeah.
but we were still trying to fund during the pandemic, like just
Yeah.
after. And you have no idea how difficult it was to try to compete with an EIDL loan. Yeah, I'm getting government money. Like it was tough.
Brutal.
And it was ERC.
Yes, and then what happened? The government cut the money train off.
Eventually,
And then
they gave it to Ukraine.
and then we
Albert,
had to
that's
bring,
a different show.
but listen, we had to bring people back down to reality because everybody thought that they were going to qualify for bank rates because they had a certain amount of employees. They thought they were going to get 10-year terms, and then once all that money stopped, people had to come right back to the industry, and we were there to really help everybody out. But listen, I do want to say this, guys. I'm like hosting from my house, right? Mo Moore. I'm like talking in the camera. Mo Moore is in the chat as well. He put something in the chat.
Yes,
he said in my back office it only shows one link, and Jonathan has given me 3. Is that a glitch in the system? Jose, can you assist with that?
Yes. So to answer that, whenever you guys when guys and girls sign up, what happens is you are introduced to Brokers Connection. You're also introduced and given a link. Now, we apologize because what we did was we figured that because we offer so many different products, we cannot just narrow it down in one link. So what we did now, when your account executive gives you a call, make sure that he or she, depending on who calls you, provides you the links. Now, there's different types of links. There is the no income documentation link, which is for clients that have 680 plus credit score, that do not have bank statements, do not have tax returns. Also, the real estate form. The real estate form is for any type of mortgage transaction, DSCR, refinance, purchase, fix and flips, new construction. We can go on and on as far as to the different types of programs that are on there. That is for mortgages. If your client is interested in a mortgage, if your client is also interested in a mortgage that they want to purchase and live in, which is completely different, we do have licensed mortgage loan officers in house. Do me a favor. There's a section that says other, put it on there, primary residence. We will make sure that a licensed mortgage loan officer gives you a call to be able to speak to you. And they're licensed in all, I believe it's lower states, right? That's
Probably
48,
yeah.
right? 48, lower 48. So
probably not like Virginia or something.
No. I think it was higher up, Alaska. Yep. So what they will do is go ahead and that's another link. The last link on there is your business loan application link. That is for any document. Any program that requires bank statements and or tax returns. Okay. There really isn't. We have programs that do not have credit score requirements, right? So make sure that you speak to your rep and ask them about the different types of programs that are out there. Okay, so that's to answer your question. The links Jonathan did send you, they're not scams. They're good. Please go ahead and use them because it goes right into the system. Okay.
Jose, we have another direct message. Hiram said if you have time tomorrow, please call me or let me know a good time to talk.
Who's that champ over
there?
You got a
puppet?
Yeah.
Who's that handsome kid over there?
All right, so Haram.
Yeah, Haram, Mr. Rios in the house.
I will make sure. Let's clap it up for Mr. Rios.
Yeah.
I'll make sure someone gets back to you after this.
Wait, Jose, how did you clap without using your hands? That is an amazing talent, bro.
It was the system. Talent. It was the system.
Sorry. Oh, listen, what I want to know is this. This is Taco Tuesday. We haven't seen one of you guys put your mouth on any of those tacos.
Can I tell you? Can I say something?
What's going
on? Jose's wife was great. These are homemade tacos.
I'm gonna do
we have all the sauces over there. Anything you could think of. Want me to bring some sauce? Sean,
some sauce, hot sauce.
Let me bring us some sauce.
Some hot sauce. Let me bring him some hot sauce. Yeah, we have to throw in that plug. She did just text me, hey, what's going on? So yes, my wife, delicious tacos. It's crazy because she has a business as well. Her business is called The Other Woman. The Other Woman.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's clap it up for that.
Oh, Bryn.
Look, wait, Albert's coming with the sauces, homemade sauces.
my goodness.
Okay.
I had to bring this in.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Whoa.
Wow!
Lost one.
What?
Let's get a little, yeah. We're getting saucy.
Hey, guys, hold on one
The other way,
second.
the other way, Albert. Wait,
Jose, can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh,
So Mr. Pierre Ernst also just wrote. He said he had a great question, Jose, and hopefully you can answer from. He said, if I had already signed up with LendMate, do I need to join the Brokers Connection to have access to all of the services? Jose?
Yes,
oh my goodness.
yes. The answer. Wait.
I need some napkins over here. It's amazing.
Give him a bit. Give him a bit.
Mr. Pierre,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
The answer is yes. So Brokers Connection, what
Wow.
we are doing, Brokers Connection, is Brokers Connection is a
Thank
community.
you, sir. Thank you.
In order for you to be able to go ahead and also network with other individuals, but we provide support videos. You receive white labeling material as well for all.
Jose, what's
we have.
white labeling? What does that mean
So
exactly?
white labeling basically means that we have already created for you the marketing, right? The marketing that you can post on social media. You can post on any social media, Instagram, Facebook, email list that
Whatever you
allows you to put your company name on it, your contact information.
Your
and
logo.
I also believe that there's a section for logo and there's a section that there's a video. Actually, all of them are video tutorials on how to do a QR code as well.
Yes.
All right.
So let me give you an example. You could take the marketing material we gave, you could print it out or go to Staples, create a card, a postcard, whatever the case may be, attach a QR code to it that will, when somebody clicks on it, it'll take them to a landing page with a form. They'll fill it out. They get qualified for a loan, you get paid. You take that card, you put it into your local barber shop, you put it up there, you strike a deal with your barber.
Yeah.
And say, hey, listen, anytime somebody clicks through here and I close a loan, I could give you X amount of dollars. Guess what? They're gonna say no. And how many people are coming through the barber shop
That's right.
every
A lot.
single week? Go to your local diner,
Yes.
go to the
And
cleaners.
that goes back to generating your own leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You go back, you go to the businesses that you go to every day. Why wouldn't you? You know those business owners, especially if they're small and local businesses.
100%.
And
They
let's-
know you, and people do business with people they like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I never do business with Jose.
Guys, a shirt. Guys,
No,
a
no,
shirt.
no.
A shirt. Listen, do me a favor. Grab a shirt. Get a shirt. Put a QR code on the back. Make it a conversational piece.
Put a target on your back.
That's
How
it.
about
Just
that?
put a target.
Put
That's
a-
exactly
put a
what it is.
target on
Put
your-
a target on your back. It's a conversational piece. You'll be surprised how many people just tap you and say, "Hey, what is that?" Because they're interested. They want to know. I don't know what this is, but I can go on it. And now you just create a nice landing page for yourself. Invest in a t-shirt. Make it go to, what is it? Vista.
We're gonna have the landing page already all set for them.
Yeah, oh, you know what? My
That's all,
apologies.
that's
Okay.
all coming up. They
So-
don't have to do anything.
So Pierre, that goes back to what is the difference, or is there I would say there's a much added value for Brokers Connection because they already do it for you. I don't want to say business in a box because that's very cliche, but they have already put the time and the effort into building your business, and it's building your business at the end of the day. We're just the back office. We're the support.
We will go over in that community.
Yeah.
We will actually go over all the different types of marketing strategies so that they can actually go and get their own business. You can't not get business if you don't follow this roadmap.
Right.
You can't do it. That means you don't want money.
And I think you even have a roadmap to 10,000, right?
Yes,
the-
that's
on the-
right.
there's
That's
an
right.
app. There's
That's
an
right.
app.
We're
That's
gonna
what I'm
go in
looking at.
detail on that and we'll actually go through and walk through each step there, plus a lot more.
Mhm.
There's a lot more. So as I was talking before, as I was saying, sell one to many. So you could start a group. And how are you going to get a group? I'll give you a little insight. Okay.
Go ahead.
You can create material that's, let's say, around the trucking industry or truckers, right? So you
Mhm.
create material around that. Create something of value that you could give someone in the trucking company, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Let's say if you're in the real estate industry, let's use real estate as an example, a little easier. You could create a type of lead magnet, we call it, or a checklist, right? A checklist of how to create the local celebrity effect using social media, the type of topics you could talk about, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you create a PDF, go to all the real estate groups and say, hey, guys, I created a 5-page PDF on showing you guys how you can create a local celebrity effect using social media. Put it in your group, create a group, and put that PDF in the group, give them, and if they want that PDF, they're going to need to go and join that group. Next thing you know, you're going to be getting a lot of people coming in there. joining your group, and now you have a lot of people. Now you have an audience.
100%.
Yeah, and you know what, Albert? That's one thing that we were saying before.
Yeah.
People want to feel a part of something, right? They want to feel like they have support. They want to feel like they have like-minded people that share the same goal, all in the same small vicinity, that they could kick back ideas back and forth, share marketing material, think of ways to go ahead and scale their business, which is awesome. I wanted to answer. Ernst had another question.
Yes.
He said, "What's the minimum and maximum loan amount that can be funded through residual, probably residential and commercial mortgage program?" Jose, would you like to answer that?
So on residential mortgages, we like to keep it at a minimum of 100,000, residential and commercial. As far as how much above that, it's endless. I mean, we can go there. There's no cap. There's no limit at all.
It's like Master P, no limit.
Correct. There isn't. So we're able to go ahead, and we're also able to do properties outside of the U.S. All right, as long as they have to be a minimum of 5 million, but we do not have a cap as far as residential and commercial. Okay, hopefully that answered the question. All right, there you go. We got a wow from Pierre.
Very nice.
Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you,
Yes, of
guys.
course.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for
All right. I
joining.
mean, with the you
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So even with the residential, you were saying, or even the commercial property, there's different types of programs, even for business owners, right, that they can utilize besides just showing tax returns.
100.
What if they're showing a loss?
100%. So one of the biggest misconceptions a lot of business owners have is that they need tax returns in order to do it, right? But one of the things is that business owners do have the ability, they are given the ability to write off everything on their business. Let's assume that they started off a business and now all of a sudden it's their first year, they haven't made a profit, so they have to write everything off. They're not penalized for that. There are different programs available for business owners. All right, they're called non-QM programs. It stands for non-qualified mortgage. That means that it's not sold in the secondary market.
Not sold to
right.
Fannie
It's not
Mae,
an
Freddie Mac.
FHA. It's not a conventional loan. But
it follows conventional guidelines.
That's
up to a
correct.
certain point, because they could bend it.
Right.
However, but it's not sold out
And
on
the
the secondary market.
qualifications are less. No tax returns needed. You can do it with either 24 months of bank statements. You can do 12 months of bank statements. You can also go ahead and do it with a profit and loss statement. And in some cases, just a 1099. Now,
Jose, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, because I'm not really that well versed in mortgages.
Yep.
If I don't really show, like, if I take a program that I really don't have to show that many documents, usually is the rate like a little higher? Is the down payment higher? Like, what's like some of the, I guess, benefits or drawbacks to getting like a non-QM deal?
That's a good question. I just want to, I want to be able to join someone. John, so the mortgage luchador, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, the mortgage luchador is all right. So the mortgage luchador, for everyone that doesn't know, mortgage luchador actually was the gentleman that taught me sales back in 2016.
Wow.
Right. So he wasn't wearing this mask. He was wearing a blue mask before.
Wow.
But the mortgage luchador, but he actually taught me sales, and he's the one that actually was able to give me all the different types of programs. But go ahead, Daryl, can you ask him the question? I want to just be able to make sure that we answer it correctly.
Yeah. Well, first off, John, thanks for taking time out of your evening to come and join in. We know that you're definitely an expert in the mortgage field, so thanks for joining in. So Jose was speaking about non-QM deals. Sometimes getting a mortgage with a bank statement, no tax returns. Usually, I know if you go full doc, you get better rates, lower down payments. Is that like the drawback, I guess? So like if I don't have tax returns, my rate's going to be a little higher down payment. Is that like how it goes? More docs, lower rate, less docs, higher rate, higher down
What are the
payment?
qualifications? Yes, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it all depends what type of program. I mean, if the client is coming in and they're conservative with down payment, obviously the best type of loan is going to be an FHA, where they are allowed the lowest possible 3.5% down payment. If their income is a situation, then they're going to need a bigger down payment. In most cases, 25% down payment for these DSDR programs, where they also consist more on.
Well, John, but DSCR, let's talk about primaries.
Okay, primary residence. Okay, so you're looking at then the conventional loans, minimum down payment, 10% down payment, and therefore income does matter greatly as far as the interest rate that they're going to receive.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And then Daryl, just to add on to what the luchador was saying, he probably has been a couple of fights. Is that yes, 10% down. 10% down is the minimum if they have bank statements. When we
Gotcha.
have bank statements, we use 50%. We average out the bank statements, whether it's 24 months or 12 months. Just think of it like this: less documentation means that the interest rate is going to go up a little bit.
Because
That's
it's
what I thought.
riskier.
That's just because of the
Gotcha.
risk. It's,
Yeah.
that's all that is. Less stocks, the higher the rate
It's
a little
kind of
bit.
like the how it is with business lending as well.
Same exact thing.
Yep.
Correct. A risk assessment is performed on the business, or a risk assessment is
That's why
performed on the
SBA is
mortgage.
the best product because
They
they
go
need
through it.
they need your
They comb
firstborn
through it.
DNA. They need
Yeah.
everything.
If you're going full doc, definitely is going to be the less expensive, longest term, lowest rate. But if you're going to non-QM programs and you're think about it, if you're only showing a profit and loss statement that's not audited, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be audited. It could
Yeah.
be created by your accountant.
Correct.
It's a document created by your accountant, and the money for down payment. You're looking at 10% of it's your primary rates. Normally, honestly, they're not even that expensive. They're probably 1 point above prime.
Right.
Whatever the
Wow.
rate at the time.
That's actually
You
pretty
would
good.
think that it's like a couple of points above, but sometimes
No.
only one. That's crazy.
No, and what ends up happening is I encourage everyone to put it through a mortgage calculator.
Yeah.
Because why?
Mm.
What happens is everyone gets intimidated when you hear 1%. Right? Oh my God, that's a lot of money. Oh my God. Literally, sometimes it's $100, $200. You know, that difference on put it in the calculator, find out exactly what that is. It doesn't make that big of a difference, especially if it means paying rent or owning a home and you're making a mortgage payment and paying down that balance and generating equity.
Streamlining the process.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I was doing mortgages, I actually got a lot of non-QM products for down in Florida. So Danny and Ernest might actually understand what I'm saying because a lot of places in Florida obviously have HOAs or like co-ops and stuff like
What's
that.
that? What's the HOA?
A homeowners association. So yeah, you pay them for nothing. And basically, let's say there's a lot of investors that own a lot of co-ops in one complex. So that now that co-op is basically non-warrantable to the mortgage lender. So you're not going to be able to get a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan for that co-op. However, with a non-QM product, like I mentioned before, they do follow conventional guidelines, but they can bend the rules. I was able to do a place in Tampa where I spoke to the realtor and she's like, I've been working here 7 years and it's always cash, all cash. You were the first lender to actually get this done.
Wow.
And
Wow.
It's because of that reason. I mean, I guess she didn't have the outlets of non-QM products or maybe anybody that she was dealing with in her 7-year career of being a realtor.
Hey,
Yeah.
what about-
Business that you referred to you after that.
Every single person that came in that wanted a mortgage.
That's
Nice.
beautiful.
And you know what happens? A lot of the times people tell you no because they just, and I say this a lot of the times, what ends up, everyone became a mortgage broker or licensed mortgage loan officer after or during the pandemic. Guys, it wasn't sales. It was order taking. Right?
It was like shooting fish.
That's all it was. You just had to have a license, go in there. Hey, you want to refinance your mortgage? Not a problem. 2%.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, exactly. There was no selling going on. So that really was at that time. Now everyone's complaining and say, oh my God, rates are too high. I can't sell. Not at all. Albert has generated great leads for us, closing a lot of deals on the mortgage side. I mean, Albert, you want to just, before we end, you want to talk about that a
Oh,
little
we
bit?
have 3 mortgages closing tomorrow.
3 mortgages closing tomorrow. Same
I saw that on
client.
the
Same
Telegram.
client. I think it's a million and change, 1.2.
Clap it up for that, bro. That's dope.
That's what
Thanksgiving Eve, too.
Chris Schmidt over on our Fun Rock side.
Yeah.
Closing that up. But you want to be able to explain to us, I guess.
So that's through paid advertising channels. Okay. Targeting investors.
Is it a lot of money?
That's a great question. That's the secret sauce right there.
Is that brokers?
There are a lot of moving parts. You have to have strategies. You have to have different layers. Because you have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. In essence, what stage of the game are these people? Are they just, kicking tires around? Are they in need at the moment? So you have to be able to segment your audiences. As far as cost wise, that's a very important thing because paid advertising right now is getting more and more expensive.
Of course.
Okay.
And saturated.
It's you know what? That's a great question. Saturation. You have to be creative. You have to get creative. You have to get people. You have to give people a lot of value. And then it's just generating leads is just one aspect of the game, right? That's like the first stage. then you have to have your processes in place to get that deal to the close.
Correct.
There's a lot in between.
Yeah.
So, many times, I was fire hosing my clients with leads, and they weren't closing deals. So I'm like, what's going on? Right? Their processing wasn't in order. Their sales guys weren't following up on their leads. So we started iterating and implementing things, filling in the gaps along the way. But it's always hard work. Now, the good thing about running paid advertising, that could turn into your referral base, because if you're closing those deals, now you have a client that's probably going to refer you other clients if you did the right thing for that client. But I want to add one more thing. Go ahead. You want to ask me something? Go ahead.
No. I just want to say, just understand this, guys, girls, ladies, females, men. Understand this. Then understand this. You don't want to spend all that money just yet. Come up with a system.
Yes, correct.
You have to, like Albert said, was very important. It's a CRM. Albert provides us with the CRM in order for us to do it. And I guess that's what you were getting at. I jumped the gun.
No. I was going to say, before you're running paid advertising, explore all the ways right now to, especially if you're getting new into the industry.
Right.
Learn the industry, learn the lingo, go to your network, get a few deals done under your belt. Start doing things organically, right? Go to posts, see what people
goal
like.
list.
Yes, correct.
Important.
Correct. For instance, in the 10K roadmap, one of the goal lists is make 50 phone calls a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do 50 phone calls a day.
Yep.
Not that hard.
Get a list. Just take 2 hours out of the day and just be consistent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. Consistency.
Hey, guys, really quick. I know we're going to be wrapping up here soon. We have 3 questions that we need to get to. Really quick. From Private Exchange, what about EIN loans when a client has a business and EIN but no LLC? Jose?
Well, okay, good question. What about EIN loans when a client has a business?
So he's
and
probably a sole prop.
EIN, but no, wait, hold on. First question would be, why does he or she not have an LLC? You can apply for an LLC. You can apply for, you can apply. Doesn't matter if you have an I-10. You can go ahead and be registered. You can have a corporation. You can have an EIN number for the business. Okay. So I would recommend definitely make sure that your client gets those documentations. It doesn't matter if they have a 10, you don't need a social. They can do it with their I-10.
Yep.
If they later on they're looking for money, the only program, unfortunately, that they would not be able to qualify for would be for the no income documentation funding. But we do have revenue-based programs that they would be able to qualify for. They won't be able to qualify, unfortunately, for any government programs either. No SBAs, unfortunately. I believe also too.
We
able to qualify for
Jose,
loans.
I think
and they can get equipment financing with an I-10.
And they can
we
also
can definitely do
qualify
that
for
as well.
equipment financing. Correct. So don't let that simple fact discourage your client, discourage you if you're asking for yourself, or if you're asking for a friend, don't let it discourage them. Because there are different ways, and that's why we said just contact us, run scenarios by us.
Yes. Find out information from your client. Like you said, there's a lot of different professionals here, and we don't know everything. We are, professionals or experts in our specific niche. So when I talk to a client and he's like, I don't know if I qualify this, I qualify for that, I'm like, honestly, I'm not going to know until I have the conversation with you.
Right.
Let's have a conversation. Let me dig deep into your business. Let me find out what's going on.
How deep? How deep you gonna dig, bro?
Very deep.
Here we go. Good. Well,
Let me go to the
next
professional
question.
and present you.
Listen, we have another question from Ernst. Ernst asking a lot of questions. This is great. He's definitely going to send over a lot of business. Ernst said, if I heard correctly, if a client is seeking to purchase a personal residence, there's a loan option available.
Yes, 100%. We have licensed mortgage loan officers in the house. So yes, just so I don't know if you guys know this, but in order for you to go ahead and, if you're purchasing a primary residence, it's illegal for anyone without a mortgage license to speak rates.
That is correct.
We do have licensed mortgage loan officers in house that would be able to speak to them, to be able to go ahead and give them the proper information. A lot of the time is proper information to be able to tell them the difference between purchasing a home, purchasing a condo, purchasing a co-op, which is what you had mentioned before, and give them all that information. But yeah, the answer to your question is yes, we do have licensed mortgage loan officers in house.
All right, more. If we have a client that we feel we can get a higher percentage, can we ask to charge for 1 point more on the loan?
Is that
Jose?
Is that more or more money?
More money.
More money.
More money, more
More
money,
money.
to charge more points. We like that. We like that.
Right.
Jose,
So-
can you answer that?
Yes, so we definitely can, but also too, what we want to be able to do is you got to understand one thing. You want to always do right by the client.
Yes.
We want to make money. We want to make a lot of money, but also too, you don't want to. The expression we use, we don't want. We're not pigs, right? Not saying that obviously that question merits that, but if we can go ahead and validate that extra 1 point, because there are certain cases where the work is a little bit more.
Yeah.
So yes, on certain cases we can, depending on how much we've already charged the client. So everything I would say is case by case, because if it's if it's certain mortgages, you cannot, right? Because you don't want to make them high cost loans, etc.
That's true.
So it all
Yes.
depends. I would say case by case. Always ask your representative, and they'll be able to give you the correct answer.
It is case by case, and don't forget. I mean, a lot of also with these, fees that are charged, they are tax deductible if it's business lending. Even on mortgages, your fees are the tax deductible. So sometimes, maybe helping them out on the front end and just making it up on the back end.
That's correct.
But also at the same time, is this customer gonna, do you want to make that extra commission up front, or do you want to leave a good impression where
That's
Very
they're
good.
gonna
Yes,
come back to
very
you,
true.
now
Very
they're gonna
true.
refer their friends, their family.
Great point,
or whatever.
Sean.
Very great point. And
So
also,
you kind of got to look at the bigger picture.
and ask them for a referral. At the end of the day, hey, listen, you know what? If they did a great job, perfect. The best compliment for me would be for you to refer me someone over,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay. And I guess the last thing I want to end up with is just go ahead and show you guys this. This is what we were discussing earlier. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. I believe I can do that.
Not the nudes.
Not the nudes.
Bell.
Here. This is what I
Yeah,
wanna
you're
do.
good. It's sharing, Jose. You good?
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Sharon's Karen.
All right. So this is what we meant, and make sure that you have this particular flyer, or PDF, because these are the different programs that we offer, and this is what I believe his name Dan was earlier. Dan was talking about this. We have different departments within our company. Lendmate Capital being one of them. They offered no income documentation funding. We do have traditional term loans and lines of credit if the client qualifies. We also have alternative term loans, lines of credit. We call them alternative A, B, and C. ABC basically means that they are going ahead. The credit score, it's lower, right? So they don't require a 680 score, but they may go ahead and substitute it with an additional document they may want to provide.
Yeah.
Revenue-based funding, that's another one. This one here is all based on revenue, no credit score requirements. SBA loans, right? We do have one of the more unique products for SBAs. And I'm not talking about 7As. I'm not talking about stuff that you can go ahead and see or find on the SBA.gov link. We do have an SBA program that we do not request bank statements. The only thing we request is the last 2 years of the business tax returns. They have to make a gross income of $350,000. And we do have outlets depending if they show a profit or if they show a loss.
Wow.
And I'm not referring that we have to add stuff back, right? Because a lot of the times it's the EBITDA, right? You have to add stuff back.
Exactly.
Depreciation, interest, etc. No, it doesn't matter. They can show a loss, but they have to have a 700 score,
Okay.
right? So they have to have a 700 score, no bank statements required, tax returns in order.
Also, Jose,
Yeah.
to piggyback off of your SBA point, ladies and gents, just letting you guys know, if you speak with a client that currently has an SBA, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SBAs, we are able to also refinance their
100.
SBAs.
So you can have 5 SBAs.
Did anyone hear the
You-
Fed tonight?
Am I missing?
Yeah.
Did I miss?
I don't know.
Yeah, so you can have
several SBA
You
loans.
can have
Yeah, so
several SBA.
so the SBA will give you up to $5 million. You can have up to $5 million out at one time, through the SBA. So we have a gentleman that we funded with an SBA January of 2023. Right now, we're 2 months away. We can go ahead and refinance that SBA position. What do? All they require is updated docs, just like Jose said to you before. But the biggest thing is getting a business debt schedule, right? They want to see how much debt the guy has on his business. They want to calculate the affordability, but then they'll refinance that SBA, give the guy another 150, 200,000 on top of the SBA, and then kick it out another 10 years. You know what I mean?
Don't
So you
forget
can-
an
that was my next
SBA.
question.
Don't forget an SBA is just a term loan backed by the
Backed by the
your
government.
insured.
Yeah.
That's it.
By the SBA, that's it.
So you could have an SBA for 150,000, let's say, and a year later
Get another 150.
you could get another. Let's say you increase your revenue, you can actually get another SBA. You could refinance that one into a larger SBA.
After
Yes.
So
after
yeah,
3 months. Go ahead. You want to go ahead and take that one?
yeah. No, so the SBA has a couple of different programs in itself. The SBA has about what, Jose, like 7 to 10 different programs.
Correct.
So depending on the SBA that you got, they have different terms in which you have to have it out before they can refinance it, because they don't want to go ahead and, just like on any other deal, they want to collect some of the interest. So you can't just go ahead and a couple of months later do it, depending on the program, right? So we were able to get, we can get some clients, 2 to 3 SBAs a year if depending on the program, right? Some of them are working capital loans. Some of them are debt consolidation loans. Some of them are acquisition loans in which they want to go ahead and, let's just say I'm a restaurant, I want to go ahead and purchase the restaurant down the street. We could do a 7A acquisition loan. So there's a lot of creative ways that we can, even through the SBA, equipment loans through the SBA. There's a bunch of different programs.
Well, I want to
we
one
do.
something up with the SBA real quick. So a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know, when you go with the SBA and you're going with a broker, make sure you know this broker you go through, because if they're doing an SBA, they have to present your business like you're presenting it and you're begging for this money. The amount of questions they ask and in detail, if that broker doesn't know, you're not going to get approved. I'll tell you right now. And you better make it real nice for them. You better
Yeah.
make it pretty. Show your assets.
In other words,
Oh.
in other words,
I
in
see
other
what you
words,
did there.
in other words, if you guys want to get an SBA loan, come to LendMate Capital. That's what
Yes,
he's
100%.
That's what he's trying to say, because we cross all the T's and dot all the I's over here. We
100%.
know exactly
Very
what it takes to get that deal
Yep.
to close.
And everyone out there in TV land, we want to say thank you. Everyone have a blessed, a happy Thanksgiving.
And let's not forget to
this-
talk to the family members, right? We're gonna be sitting with family members. Maybe we only see 1, 2, 3
There you
times
go.
a year.
Oh, that's right.
That was a
Okay.
great point, Sean.
Yes,
Great point.
100%.
Do you need, do they have a business? Do they have a friend that has a business? Anybody that know? That's
Do
it's
they
free.
wanna make a
Hey,
little
the conversation
passive
sparkle.
income?
What have you been up to? Hey, I
Right.
just joined a community. Oh, what kind of community?
Right.
It's called Brokers Connection.
Right.
Hopefully the right community.
And it's usually
Every community is the right community, Daryl.
there you go.
Okay.
And I just wanted to add
Yes.
before we go, that everyone that's here, that's watching us, those who aren't in the community, you're getting what you're looking at here, the inside scoop and the expertise of the people here, the gentleman here, Jose, Sean, we have Bartolo.
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 Oh, Bartolo Italian.
Bartolo. It's a short bar for, is that
No, just Bartolo.
Bartolo. Okay. Bartolo. And everyone here
Say it again.
Too much
is going to
coffee.
give you insight. We have account managers here. These guys are going to help you. They're going to not only, so the community is going to be geared to people who are breaking into the industry, and there's going to be an ascension model. So we're going to help you. There's going to be a lot more weekly coaching calls that we're going to have just on marketing, so they could get their own leads, so they could generate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're going to get all the methods here, the methods that we use here.
Correct.
Right?
And also, too, just to add on that and finalize on that, is we are also going ahead and putting together, just so you guys are aware, there's 2 things we're going to start putting together. Motivational Mondays. We want everyone to get kickstarted on the Mondays, to get everything started. We're thinking of doing that, hopefully in the upcoming month,
Yep.
but definitely 2025.
Pitch
And then
meetings.
also, too, what we want to do is live underwriting. You have a client, let's get them on the phone. Let's underwrite them over the phone. We're going to start doing that 1 hour, 2025, 1 hour through TikTok or any social media app to
Nice.
be able to ask questions. Let's do it. Why
Yeah, bring
not?
your clients. Why not?
Why not? One thing about us is efficiency. Let's go ahead and see. Let's weed it out. One thing we do not want, and I'm sure you guys understand the terminology, we don't want wood. So let's weed it
Oh.
out. Let's qualify. Yeah.
There you go.
That was a little suspect. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Everyone
guys.
stay blessed. And I got to tell you, this is some crew over here. And if anybody needs any help with learning about the industry or getting deals done, this is the place. I have to say.
100%.
Oh, listen, one other thing, I definitely want to say this before we
And that's
go
El
break.
Mexico. That's El Mexico.
Yes, listen, one other
Why do they
thing
call you El
before-
Mexico?
What? Because I make shit happen.
There
That's
you
it,
go.
bro.
There you go.
Listen, I wanna just one thing before we let you guys go, before everybody breaks, for their holiday weekends. Guys, everyone that's a part of Brokers Connection, or even if you're just an affiliate, not a part of Brokers Connection, get us on the phone with the client. Let's set up a conference call. Let us speak with the client so that you can understand the verbiage, so that you can hear how we overcome the objections.
Yes.
Because again, we want to turn all you ladies and gentlemen into Swiss Army knives, so that once we give you the marketing material, you'll be able to present it to the people that you're marketing to, just like how we are. And you'll be able to say, hey, listen, you have a 580 credit score. You're never getting an SBA. Not right now, but we can go ahead and get you what you qualify for now. We can get you into credit repair. Why do you have a 580 credit score? And we can go ahead and create the roadmap to get them the program that they have always dreamed of, but they just don't
Create
qualify
that
for right
exit
now.
strategy.
Yes. So get us on the phone with your clients. We would love to go ahead, be able
Ladies
to
and
assist.
gents, we have a lot to say, but that's going to be for the next podcast. Abba has one more thing to say.
I just
but we're
wanted
gonna
to
have
thank
cut it
everyone
off.
here, everyone that
Thank
came,
you.
everyone on the panel,
Thank you,
everyone that joined
Luchador.
us.
Yes, it was a pleasure, Danny.
How do you say
Mr. Pierre.
The Luchador. We have Danny Ernest.
Wait, Luchador, don't you have a finishing move that you want to
Let's
show
do a
us?
pile drive,
Pile
or
drive.
drop kick. What do we got?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
here we go. What is that, The Rock?
All right, guys.
The
Thank you
mountain,
very
baby.
much.
That's a fucking mountain.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care, guys.
you.
Happy Thanksgiving.